Hello everyone, welcome back to my FlatLand world. Oh, don't look up there, you gotta wait to see that. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be building second part of my town, which is a residential area, so let's get right into that. So first I have to do some terraforming. I will start by making a big hill by the lake, and then I will make another hill. This one will have very steep sides. And finally, I'll add a big slanted mountain, and that is all the terraforming done. Now I can start building the roads, and I will be connecting it to the paths of the farming district. And I'll also make sure to connect all the different elevations of the terrain I just made, making sure all the roads go everywhere so that you can get to all the houses from the roads. Speaking of houses, let's start working on those. And there are a lot of houses to build, so out of everything that I've built so far, these houses took the longest to make. Also because I'm not the best at building houses, so to help me, I built them in a creative world first, and then used litematica schematics to add them into my world in survival. And I think they look pretty good for what I'm capable of making, and that's also why I pretty much started this whole project in the first place, is mostly just to get better at building. And for the design of the houses, like time period to build in, I did not really pick one, but the houses are mostly Victorian-ish looking. And by Victorian, I mean the Georgian era all the way to the Edwardian era, so from like 1715 to like 1910. Anyways, that's enough of a history lesson. And the reason why I did not pick a specific time frame to build in for the style of the houses is just because I wanted more freedom to build what I wanted to build. Like I said earlier, I'm doing this to get better at building, not to make something very realistic. Okay, anyways, after I was done building all the houses, I started working on adding ponds everywhere in the empty spots of the town to add some color and nature to the city. I made underwater parts out of mud, stone, and cobble, slabs and stairs of both cobble and stone. Just add some texture to the ponds. And also adding waterfalls to some of the ponds by the cliffs and hills, just to add some flowing water so the ponds don't look so motionless and stagnant. I also decorated them with sugarcane, lily pads, and some sea pickles to add some light and to add some naturey stuff. Speaking of adding nature, let's add some naturey stuff to empty spots between all of the buildings. I will start by adding some plants and foliage, like leaves, azalea, and also some azalea with moss on top to make them look like tall bushes. And then I will also make some walls out of stone or bricks, just to separate the roads from all the small nature areas so that they are kind of like little parks. Then I will make this little lookout area with this bench with some stairs leading down to it. And now I will add some paths to all nature areas I just made. And I will also add some benches to those as well. And then I'll make a bridge over this river. And now it's time to add some trees, first starting with some oak to blend the farming area with this one. And then the trees for this part, which are going to be birch. And on this little hill, I will add some more birch trees and also some spruce trees, which are going to be for the next part of the series. And for the birch trees, I'm going to use some trees that I made in a creative building world, and then I'll place them in using litematica schematics. I will also hide some lanterns inside of the trees to help stop mobs from spawning. And I will add trees everywhere I can, making sure to fit as many trees as possible using the schematics without it looking too crowded. And now it's finally time to do this empty area over here, which will be a birch forest, of course. So first I will start by adding some paths made of cobble along the beach to connect it to the paths of the farming district, and I will add some benches and buttons to the paths to add some texture. Now I can make another path with a bridge over the water. I will also add stone buttons to this path and also another bridge over this river. And I will also put a single bench at the end of this long path. And all this took a really long time to build, so maybe consider liking the video or subscribing. Anyways, now that the paths are done, I can add some sandstone to the beaches to add more texture, also add some more elevation, and big rocks to add some color. Then I'll add some lampposts along the paths to light it up. And then some foliage / plants along the paths as well. And also some bushes on the cliffs by the houses. So I will start to build the trees by the farming area, and then start to make my way down the beach building trees along the paths I just made earlier, adding all sorts of different sizes of trees using the same litematica schematics that I used earlier. And since there are lots of trees, I have to make sure to add all the small details like birch buttons, birch fences, and lanterns to the trees, which litematica makes pretty easy to do. And that is the final tree I needed to make. So now I just need to add some final touches like bone meal and grass, adding some rocks / boulders, and adding some extra stuff in the farming area. And that is how I spent many months building all of this. Anyways, I think this project turned out really nice. The next video will be on the mining district, but for now click here to see how I built the farming district. Bye!